Hey, everybody. I see that we got some people in here, and I'm just waiting on some other people's. But today, we're going to work on picking our papers for the junk journal that we're making. And there's all kind of options, you guys, for picking papers. So who's in here besides me? Okay. My chat may not be working on my phone. Trying to get it to come up on this other window over here. I'm still going to work on that. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Patricia. Yeah, my chat on my phone's not working. Now I can see everybody. Yay. Let me pop this out. So I'm over on the computer working on getting where I can see chat and what's going on there, because I can't see it on the phone. I want live chat, not top chat. Hi, Joe. Thank y'all for coming. And Patty. And so let's see. Well, now I get why everybody says they feel like the lady from that Romper Room show. So we got Brenda, Patricia, and Joe, and Patty, and Deborah. Hi, everybody. Oops, wrong thing. That's going to make an echo. Okay, got rid of the echo. Where did my chat go? See, this is why I don't like doing this, because now I lost my chat. Okay, wait a minute. I'm still working on getting everything on the computer where I can see what's going on. Okay, I have that window up. Not anymore. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a moment, guys. My computer, I had it all fixed, I thought. And now, here we go again. Live chat. Nope. Okay, I'm going to close this window because it's going to drive me. I can't. There we go. I got rid of the one window I didn't need, and now I can see everything. Yay. How's everybody doing? And is anybody working on anything? So I have several options for paper for the junk journal. The first one is this, and let me find it. Coffee dyed. So if you go buy a composition book, this one came from Dollar Tree for $1. I'm so glad to hear that, Patty. They are sewed in. So I went in and unsewed mine. And so here you can still see the threads where I clipped them. This would make a great cover for something, because it is 8.5 by 11. So you could take both of these pieces and make a cover for a journal. So save that, because tag something. But I took the pages out. I coffee dye anything with lines on it last, because otherwise you get the blue ink in your coffee. And this comes out this way. And it's got the blue on it. So this, my plan is fold it. Well, maybe not fold it in half even. Here's our cover. So it's a little bit longer than it should be, which is fine. And it's going to be longer than it needs to be this way. But you could do a short page. Fold it in half somewhat-ish. And then fold this. I'm trying to make sure. Let's see. Let's use our journal. Fold this back so it's shorter than your cover is. You don't want your pages to stick out. Okay, so we have this. So when you put this in your signature, you can leave this as a pull out on this side, which is great. You could turn it into a pocket on this side, which is also a good idea. The other thing, though, is it too long? So I'm going to just make a mark. So what you could do is I'm going to trim off this part, and I'm going to trim off this part. So now in our journal, we have this, or we will in our journal. We'll have this, which could be a pull-out. It could be a pocket. It could also be folded back in this way and be a flip-out this way. So either way. And then on this side, we're going to have a little tuck spot down here, which is not really exactly folded straight, so I'm going to fix that. So out of this one page of paper, we got several options. Another thing you could do, let's go back to where I had it folded, is you could cut this again and make a pocket with a flip. There's so many uses for this piece of paper. I'm going to stick it in our cover. This is grid paper. And when you coffee dye your grid paper, hi, Tina, thank you for coming. Hi, Kelly and Robin. Thank you for coming. When you coffee dye your grid paper, again, this is why I do it last, it had the lines on it. I dipped it and pulled it. It had lines on it when it went in the oven. It no longer has lines. But it comes out this really pretty, I don't know if the camera's showing it. It's a greenish, turquoisey, bluish color. And then I cut off the little fringy part. And these you just fold in half. So we can put those in our journal. You could also put these in your journal if you wanted to, with no coffee dye. Then I have dictionary paper, and this dictionary paper is a little narrower than 8.5, but it is 11. I have run it through the printer and printed on it, and it comes out gorgeous. So we have dictionary paper that I coffee dyed. And this I would just, I'm not going to fold it because I want to print on it, but you would just fold it in half and put it in pages. Okay, so let me move the composition book because we already covered that. Get my scissors out of the way. This is paper that Joe sent me in Happy Mail. And it's a day sheet, daily business summary. And it's huge. It's way longer than we need it to be, and taller. So again, you could do it the same way we did this paper. See, it's much longer than this. So with this one, what I might do is start by folding it in half. This is complete journaling space on this side. This is the side I would decorate, but you could still write on here. And then I got to decide, where do I want pockets to go and how wide can I leave it, or flip outs and that kind of thing. So I think we'll do, that's perfect. That way, you could cut this edge off, but I like that edge. And I think I'm going to fold this one this way so we have opposite sides. But I also know it's way too long. So again, I'm going to make my mark. And this one I'm going to do different than I did the other one. I love the long paper because it gives you so many more options. So I think with this one, I'm going to fold it up first. It just looks short, but that's the right size. Then I'm going to fold this in. And you could cut, where's my scissors? Just so it's not so thick, I am going to cut this little spot off. Okay. Because pocket. How do I want to do that? And then I'm going to leave it where it could be a flip out. That's what we're going to do. And then we want to fold it back in half. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to cut this little spot off. And there you have it. Now you have a perfectly unevenly folded journal paper. And I see that I have a spot right here I need to trim better. There we go. So there we have that page, and that can go in our journal. This is, my husband bought me a 13-column ledger paper. It's the same size as this page. So all the same options apply, and it comes out coffee dyed. Awesome. Right, Brenda, it is. So this is, it's the same kind of, it's the same length as this piece of paper, everything. So whatever you could do with this paper, you can now do with this paper. And like I said, the back of it is awesome for your journal. But this one, I think, let's see, where's the journal? I think I want to keep it and fold it here. And fold it straight would be better. Okay, so then what we have is we have this one really big fold out page. And so if we have our journal, we have this paper, we're going to need to make that smaller. It's going to stick out if it's not at the beginning. So let me refold it just a tiny bit smaller. And we're going to bring it. So maybe make like a trifold out of this. Oh, this would make an awesome trifold, but it's kind of long. Okay, so now we have where this is going to be a page and a page. But now we have to decide, what are we going to do with this at the bottom? We could just cut it off and use it on pockets, like book page pockets. That's an idea. Why don't we do that for this one? We don't want to have a bunch of pockets at the bottom of our paper. But this would be great to put on like a book page pocket to cover up the text. I'm trying to cut this in a straight line, you guys. It's not going to work, I don't think. Well, it's sort of straight. I'll straighten it on the cutter. And that's still too wide. Well, let's do this. Well, we can't really fold this one in too much. So we'll do this. We'll make a tuck over here. Back this up a little bit more even, because, and then pull this way. Now it should fit with no problem, and it does. except we are so not folded straight. So I'm working on the straight folding. So then in the journal, what we would have is we would get to this page first, which is going to have the flip out, which that's awfully close to the center. We got to back the flip out back a little bit. It's still going to fit. So you get, when you get to this page, there you have your flip out, which you could put all kind of stuff in here. And then over here, this could be a tuck spot when you get back to this side. So there's that paper. We'll just put it in our little cover. Now, envelopes. First of all, if you coffee dye these envelopes, thank you, Patty. If you coffee dye these, this is not the original acetate film. It melted. I'm just going to let y'all know. The envelope coffee dyed and baked really nicely. I just pulled the melted plasticky part out. You might want to pull it out before you coffee dye because it will melt. This is packing from a stamp. You know, when you buy stamps, you get that hard plastic stuff or stickers. Save that because that's what this is. I glued it in the envelope. And now when you put this in, you could put it in. I want to put it in so that the flap, here's one of our pages, goes like this. So you sew it in there. And this becomes a short page with a pocket that you can put a tag or something in that's got something pretty to show through your window. You can decorate up here. So that's how that's going to go in the journal. So it would get sewed in right here on the crease where the flap is. And on the other side, you could actually glue a paper to this side. So like one of our book pages that aren't very long or very big, you could glue it to here. People will wonder how you got it in your book until they flip it. But you could glue it here and have your pretty book paper that's coffee dyed. And then when it's glued and you flip it over, so that's how you could get an extra page in your journal. So that's, you know, so all this coffee dyes really well. These are book papers from an old book that I coffee dyed, and they took the coffee dye really, really well. And then I'm going to make book page embellishments from this. But now I don't have to worry about inking it. For whatever, I think maybe I'm burning my paper, guys. Whenever I bake my paper, I bake it for 20 minutes. It gets this really dark edge on it, which is why I think I'm burning it. But I'm going to continue to do so. I don't have to ink my edges. They come out pre-darkened. So I have book paper. We can either fold our book paper like this, use it to make book paper tags and envelopes, and which is what I'm going to do with it. So we have antique coffee dyed book paper. Then I have these sales order receipts, and they are triplicates. I pulled out all the yellow pages for a special project. But they come in triplicate. I separate them, and then I coffee dye, and they come out really nice, and I love the sound of the crinkly paper. So they make, and then with these, you could take and put two of them together. And then when you fold it in your journal, you would have pockets here, or you could have pockets that go this way. If you tuck this in, that makes all of this journalable space. You could leave one out, one in. I generally put them in with like this and don't do all that, which leaves this journalable. And then on this side, I'll put like a pocket. See, this would be a good place to use this, because you could glue it on here, and now you have little tuck spots on these two sides. So this kind of thing, don't throw it away. Save it so you can add it to other things. Then we have coffee dyed coffee filters, which I think is funny. So our coffee dyed coffee filters, and my chat's not moving again. Let's see. Change it. And now I'm going to change it back and see if that fixes my chat. Or y'all are being very quiet. So I coffee dye these the same way. I bake them in the oven, and I iron all my paper. And so these you can use, simply put in the middle. If you have a large die, you can make doilies out of these. I have stacked them 5 high and use my small doily cutters. And I can get a whole bunch of little tiny doilies out of 5 coffee filters. That's how I got the coffee colored. That's how I made these. Hang on. So these were made from these. I stacked them 5 high, put the die on it, and you can move that die around here a bunch of times and get a whole bunch of these little teeny tiny, cute little coffee dyed doilies. Put him back in his little baggie. But the other thing you can do with these, you could just fold them and put them in the middle of your book. Large die to make large doilies. Or you can fold it up, put it on the corner of a page, and you will have a tuck. You could even sew, glue on this little side over here. A tuck, a tuck, a tuck, and if you don't glue it all the way down, a tuck. So this would give you multiple tuck spots. And I've seen people where they tear them, and so you can see the different layers. But you would have basically 1, 2, 3, 4 places that you could potentially put stuff if you put this like this on the corner of a page. A lot of things you can do. This is coffee dyed cardstock, because we need to be able to make tags and stuff since we're not doing anything printed for this journal. So I coffee dyed some cardstock. I have no idea. This I scanned in because I have no idea how to make those bubbles happen again. And the other page of cardstock did the same thing. I have no idea what creates that, how that happens, nothing. So I scanned these in because I like it. And so these we can make cards out of. We can make journaling cards. You could, and then just embellish them. And a thing to embellish with, where did it go? I had one tiny square of paper. Oh, here it is. So this came out of a Montgomery Ward catalog. Trim it all the way out. You could put that on a journaling card tag to put it in your book. That's really pretty. So this is the kind of things I cut out of catalogs and magazine images and that kind of thing. So we had those. I then coffee dyed 24-pound and 20-pound paper for my journal pages, which I scanned some of these. I think most of these were scanned because they were the prettier ones. And this I'm just going to fold in half and put in my journal. So these would just get folded in half. And I'm not going to bore y'all with making y'all watch me do this. But see, I don't know how to duplicate the speckledies. And I like the speckledies. And this is 20-pound. I like the crinkly. So these will just get folded in half and put in the journal. Now, other options. So are y'all finding this interesting or boring or... I see some more people came in. Hi, thank you for coming. And y'all support each other. Kelly and... where did they go? Crafts by Kelly and Robin are a pretty new channel. And they're making some really cool stuff. They made these little things. Well, they made the little frame things last night. And then I helped them turn them into paperclip things because we do paper clips. But they're making some really cool stuff on their channel, so check everybody out. Okay, good. Good, Patty. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not going to bore y'all. So, maps. We talked about that over here in the States, we can go to our welcome centers and we can get maps. So this map really isn't that interesting. I am going to cut it up into 8.5 by 11-inch pieces, and I'm going to coffee dye it because it's just not. It's not. I mean, it'll make pretty coffee dyed paper, and I can make pockets and stuff out of it. But the whole purpose of the maps is check your maps, though, because like this one here, I'm hoping I can get this open enough to show you. This does make really pretty coffee dyed paper. This is an Alabama map. Let me get off. I'm going to go off the desk for a second. So I can, here you go, show you the parts of it I want you to, if I can get this, how am I going to? Okay. Here we go. So over here, we have all these little circle things we can cut out and use. Here, so look at the back of your map. Hi, Ann. Thank you for coming. Look at the back, because on this map, I have this pretty birds. I have this scene. I have the Vulcan statue, which if you're not from here, you're not going to understand about the Vulcan. But there's also, you can't see it, a really pretty like antebellum house. So there's all kind of images on here that I can cut out before I coffee dye. Or I can coffee dye it. I just want to watch how I cut it. And then we have this pretty, oh, you can't see it. This pretty, that's the Capitol building. So, hang on, I'm trying to show you some more stuff. Up here we have Huntsville Space and Rocket Center with rockets. So, Music Hall of Fame, all kind of things. You just want to look at the back of the map, because for this junk journal, I'm not printing any images. So I am kind of having to look at what I have that I can pull images from. So that's your maps. Now I got to fold this back up again. And I'll sit while watching TV with hubby and cut this all apart, if I can figure out how to fold it back up. Okay. They make these like puzzle books. There we go. This one, the Alabama, and now I went to a welcome station that's close by my house and picked all this up. Alabama Railway Station. So you might think not interesting. It just shows all the railways. However, let me see. I'm going to reverse fold this one. On the back are all the depots in Alabama. Some of these are gorgeous. I'm going to be very selective in how I cut it up so I can coffee dye it, because I would like to coffee dye it. But once it's coffee dyed, I know a cookie sheet size, I can probably cut it right here, and this would all go together. And then I can cut it apart after. Because I am going to cut this apart and use the images probably in the journal. So the map itself isn't that interesting, but the back of this map is awesome. So that's an option. I don't know, Brenda. I have never tried it. I would think so, because, you know, I don't know. But I would think it would, because it's still paper. And like, I let mine sit for 20 minutes. While there's a batch in the oven cooking for 20 minutes, I have paper in the coffee. And that could be why mine comes out like dark, because it sits in the coffee for 20 minutes before I bake it. But I like all this Model D dark looking. Okay. The next map, Maryland. This one I can just show you. It's a gorgeous map. It really is really pretty, but it's unusual because the back of this map is completely white. The whole map. This would be awesome pages in a journal because one side you could add stuff to, embellish, stick pockets on it. The other side, completely journalable because it's blank and has nothing on it. I've never seen a map like this. So we picked this one up when we went to Maryland last summer at the Maryland Welcome Center. Never knew that maps were blank on the other side. And this is huge. So, and it's the large print edition, which is great because I can actually read it. But this I'm going to use to get additional coffee dyed pages, and it's thin and it's going to be awesome and crinkly. Other things to look for. The birding trail has birds, really pretty pictures of birds in it. The map's not. I am going to try coffee dyeing this, Brendan. This is shiny, so I can let you know the answer to that. So, but it's got these really pretty birds in it. And this one on the cover. This is just another Alabama map. Now, this one doesn't have anything interesting on the back whatsoever. But down here, it's got some, like the Alabama seal, and this is upside down. There's these little things that say buckle up. So I'll just cut it into pages for the journal that can be embellished. This is a Maryland map. Again, nothing significant, but there are some images on this one that I would look at cutting out maybe. Oh, there are lots of images. Okay. So this one again, has some really pretty images that you could cut out and use in your journals, pockets, places like that. Okay, so I think y'all get the idea about maps. Don't just look at it as a map. Take it open. Look at what's in it. What can you use from the map? Like if I wanted a couple on something, they would make a cute little couple to stick somewhere. This is a Blount County map, which I live in Blount County. I don't know that there's anything interesting on here other than advertising. And the picture of the covered bridges, because that's one of the things in Blount County. We have a covered bridge festival. So this would make some cute little, maybe coffee dyed ephemera pieces to stick in pockets and stuff. Because we all love that. I wanted this for this picture because there's just words in here, but words are, look through your words because there might be something that you could use, although right now I'm just seeing a bunch of like cemetery stuff at a glance. Huntsville map. So we're just not going to go through all these. The Helen Keller one I thought would be cool for some of the old photographs. Like this picture with the fountain. I love that picture. So just, you know, some of the images in this one. Okay, we're going to skip the rest of the maps because, like I said, I think we got to, this has waterfalls and stuff, Civil War stuff. Because the rest areas have more than maps, so you want to look at everything. Something else I picked up at the rest area was coupon books. I am not using these for coupons. Hi, Robin. Thank you for coming, y'all. Robin is part of Kelly and Robin. Everybody welcome Robin. They're new to the channel and new to our group. So we want to welcome both of them. I did not pick this up so I could use the coupons. They're probably expired by now anyway. I'm going to use the coupons, just not the way they want us to. These are going to be coffee dyed. I may even scan it because it's thin paper and then reprint it on like cardstock to use in journals as ephemera. Because you know we want those ads in our journals. This is the whole book of nothing but advertising. Coupons. So that's, and there's a little map. So I picked this up and I got one from Tennessee, West Virginia, and I think I've got one from Maryland because it's all different coupons. But I was thinking ephemera. Nothing but ephemera on that book. Here's another hotel coupons. Same thing, except these are in color. I don't know how that's going to coffee dye. The color may run. I don't think it would. But some pretty pictures in here. And again, ephemera. This Sweet Home Alabama book's a vacation guide. So it's got tons. I love this image with the flowers and the ladies in their little dresses. Whether it's antebellum-like dresses. I don't know what they were doing. It's got to be something. But look through these. If you see these books in your rest areas, anything like this one's for Alabama, because they'll have all kind of, I'm trying to find some more images. Well, food images, people jogging. There's an overlook of the city. So if you look at it like this, oh, there's a glare. If you look at this page and you block out that half, the rest of that picture is awesome. Not that they're not, but I'm just saying. So you kind of have to look at what are they, what else can you see in the pictures besides the pictures? Like I like the skyline here. That would be pretty in a journal. So you just kind of have to look at it different ways. So we're going to skip those. And we're going to move on to Montgomery Ward catalog. In the catalogs, what I look for are, like I showed you that one picture, this could be pretty in a journal. I'm going to try to get the glare. So like if you just put this part of it in your journal, because there's just the sale price down there. A little waterfall. The swans are pretty. Rugs. This would be pretty on an ATC card. So I always look at the floor rugs and things like that when I'm going through here. And we're skipping pages. If that was more open fencing than what it is, well, you could probably get a little piece from over here and put on something. So this is kind of how I go through magazines and stuff. If I can find a page of it, it's kind of cool. This, you could put, how am I going to show you this? Okay, we'll block it off and get the glare off our page. So like where the towels are, just take, I don't know if you can see it, this section right here, you could put down a page. It looks kind of ruffled looking. I think that's better. So I was looking to see if I could find one like with clothes, where they put the clothes down the side of the page. Those I cut out because all the different colors of clothes. Now we're in the bedspreads, and I do these the same way I do the carpet. This could be cut out and used as a background. This could. So I look at those in sheets the same exact way. I'm just flipping through. I don't think. So here's kind of like what I was talking about here. So if you take this and you block it off, just that going down the side of a page could be really pretty. Or the side of a card. And they do it a lot in clothing catalogs, like where all the different colors go down the side like that. So different ways to look at your catalogs for another Montgomery Ward. Michigan Bulb Company. Any flower companies will send you free catalogs. So I'm going to be using this to cut a lot of flowers out of to put in our book. And there's a pretty butterfly. And another butterfly. So these I'm going to be using to get some flower images to put on tags. That would be a pretty journaling card. Because I'm limiting myself to, I'm not printing anything. So I'm looking at other ways to get stuff. I am going to be pulling some things from my stash, but not a lot. Book pages. I'm going to be using a lot of book pages, guys, because that's going to be what's going to form my tags and stuff. Our book pages, you know, where we buy our books and we pull the insides out. Hi, Joy. How are you? Thank you for coming. Oh, look at those carnations. Those are pretty. So I'm going to be using a lot of this. Farmer Seed Catalog. This would be pretty just to put on the front somewhere as a tuck spot. Most of this is vegetables and fruits. We're going to skip because at the back we get to the good stuff. Because I really don't want the fruit stuff in my journal. But at the back we get to some pretty trees. Pterodactyls and dinosaurs. I don't know how those fit in. But back here we have some pretty plants and stuff. Hydrangeas, and if stuff will start blooming in my yard, well, no, I'd have to print those. Never mind. Oh, good, Joy. So, but these you can take the images out of here, put them on cards. This would make an awesome journaling card on a page, a big journaling card. This would as well. The only problem with this is you kind of have to see what's on the back to make sure you're not messing up something else you might want. So, but there's, you know, those kind of books. So you just, now, magazine images, I'm gotten to the point to where when a magazine comes in, I go through it, pull out anything that speaks to me, and the rest of the magazine is done. Because I was storing them. It's not good. I can't keep storing all these magazines because I might need something in it. If it doesn't speak to me when I first go through it, I don't need it. So I'm going to put all these back aside. Oops, my little plastic mats are moving. Now, magazine images are a whole other ball game. Let me show you. This is why I don't go through magazine. I don't store magazines anymore. This one I saved. There's not many of these because in the front, I just passed them. This one has this fold out of all these peoples. So I didn't want to tear the page out and have it get messed up. There's not a whole lot in here, though. And it has all these photos. So this one I saved for those. These I just pulled out of one because it's very thick paper. I'm going to pull all my little samples off. This could be a cover for something. Watches. I always collect watches. I don't know why. I have this thing for watches. So any watches I see, I yank. This, I was just like, I don't know if y'all watch Melissa Bishop do her creeples. This is just screaming to be creepled. She needs like a flamingo head. So I saved her for that reason. This one needs some kind of a peacock head or something. This is just a bunch of feathers. This is her nose. That's eye makeup. Oh, that's awesome. Except that would bother my eyes badly. So, but I just thought the feathers were pretty. Saved this one for the parrots. This I saved for the background. Because I can cut these away and put them on things. That's the same with this one. I don't know why I have this whole book, but yeah. Something, maybe for the fold out. I don't know. This calendar, I saved for this image. This was a printed image. What is this? Oh, stuff for a journal, and these are leftover pages. Some more of those. I may need to put that down there with the other. I don't think I've gone through this yet, so I need to. Berry College is where my dad went to school, and some of these background images. I saved papers from, like the puppy. Okay. Elephant from a magazine. Some of my painty papers. A little doggy. A page of tags. These are printouts that I've made. I saved this for the flowers because they're really pretty. This was background. This is background. I don't know why I saved that. I saved a piece of cardboard because it's cardboard. Background. I cut that out and trimmed it already. Okay, I'm going to go down to the baggies. Because this is where... Now, I have these sorted. Most of them. These are not. They have to be sorted. They're just cut out images. But I'm going to use... Some of these may find their way in my journal. The junk journal. So I cut these out of a flower magazine. The jewelry I thought would be cute to put on like a page, like a belly band, that kind of thing. I don't know what I was going to use that for. This is Christmassy stuff. So now, hopefully, we can get to where I organized paper. Birds. Okay. This was for my niece's journal that I'm working on with her. Printables that I was making when I was doing the junk journal. The friendship journal for the flock. That's what all that is. Put them back. Oh, Lord, we ain't to where I was organizing paper yet. Oh, but here we go. Something I didn't think about discussing. Envelopes. These are business envelopes. They're not coffee dyed because, again, when you bake it, this is going to melt. But this would be a pretty page in a journal. Even if you put it in there this way, covered all this up with collage or whatever. So, I lost my journal. Whoops. As an example, let's take this page. If this is in our journal like this, you could have some kind of an image here that this shows on. So this, you could put an image on your paper here that's now there. You could glue here and make this a tuck that attaches to this page so the whole thing goes together. You could back this with another sheet of paper, scratch sheet of paper. So I could glue a backing on here and make it an envelope that has nothing to do with the page below it. Or a tuck. So, but the great thing is, this is pretty. So you could even refold it the other way so you don't have to worry about doing collage. Back it to make your tag or your pocket and add some other images. So relook at when you get junk mail, look at your image, your paper, because they put pretty stuff on the inside of these envelopes. And then this was from a crafting book I took apart. More bulb company stuff. More, I told y'all I saved those. Bird houses that I can fussy cut and put in something. Those are for packing stuff up. I found in some magazine these old images. These would be awesome. Here's another elephant. But these images here would be really pretty. I think I'm going to keep those pulled out so I don't lose them. Off to the side with those. And then in this magazine, they just had these ladies dressed. I love this one. That was for the thickness of the paper. Some of these were supposed to be creepled. So we're going to just skip. These, I thought, when I saw these, they had to get cut out, guys. Because they're awesome. I thought creeples, they could be something. Because they're awesome. Oh, cool, Patty. That is awesome. So I'm going to just take this. I think came from one of the Mount Berry books. This would be a really pretty page in a journal. Or just fussy cut the butterfly out and put it down. More watches. This was a calendar that used to sit on my desk that my mother got me. And I made sure I wouldn't hurt her feelings if I cut it apart. Oh, cool, Brenda. Let us know if we're still here, how it comes out. Post pictures in the group. So I cut out some of the sayings and the images to put on ATC cards and whatnot. I saved that card because it's cute. This is stuff to make cards with, ATC cards or whatever. These were people, y'all. This is what I want to do. These I saved for this reason. Think about the Pope with that on his head. Because their heads are right the same size. So I want to cripple him. But anyway, so this is people, images is what's in here. Put my Pope right back. Words. The envelopes. And here are all the different. I hope y'all can see this. This one is blue and wavy. This is that kind of pattern. And then another blue wavy. I'm looking for something different. I quit saving these because I got enough for now. Purplish. And that's really all the patterns that I have. Well, nope, here's one. Checkered kind of pattern. And this one doesn't even have a window on it, but you could make a window. So relook at your stuff. Maps that are already cut into, well, paper to be coffee dyed. Well, I don't mean I have to cut up a map. I already got some. More bulb company. Ooh, pretty pictures. I'm going to set that down there to put apart. So I don't have to dig it back out of my bucket. Butterflies and stuff. Epsom photo paper. So all my stuff is separated out. Book, letters. I found a book that I cut apart. And it had all these letters to Rose in it. When I was taking the book apart, I went through and I pulled out all the letters to Rose. What I'm going to do with these letters to Rose, I don't know. But I saved them all. And then this is things I could use for backgrounds. Things to put in Happy Mail that I was collecting to stick in Happy Mail. Stuff for journaling, for making journals. The monkeys. For a while, everything you looked at had these little monkeys in it. So I started cutting out all the little monkeys. Scrap paper. Coffee dyed scraps. Keep those out because they'll come in handy. Creepy Girl stuff, which there's a whole thing on Creepy Girl. Journal cover stuff. Boy, I hadn't been in here in a while. Christmassy stuff. Alabama birds cut from an Alabama bird brochure. My animals. So anything having to do with animals is in this one. Clothes. That was for a poster I was going to make. And then things that are too big to go into the bag. So, this is my sorting system. It probably wouldn't work for other people. The baggie system. Now it all got fluffy. It's never going to all go back in here. Ever. Y'all should see the mess on my desk. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of stuff to go back in here. I don't know how I'm going to fit it all back. It'll work. Contact paper. Oh, I made, this is funny. Here's some of those receipt things that need to be coffee dyed. other things. This, I glued wrapping paper to contact paper to make peelable sticker paper. And it does work. It was a test to see if I could make my own stickers. I made my own stickers. This is not all going back in this box. How did it all come out of this box? I'm hoping the weight of these magazines will squish it back in there. Because, yeah. Okay. And then I left out the matte paper. So I can coffee dye it. I am going to cut apart the Alabama map. And I'm still going to cut the Maryland map up. I'm going to put this back real fast. Now, other things you could do. Take your printer paper and stamp on it. Tissue paper with stamps on it to go in your corners. I know it swelled all up, Deborah. It'll squish back. So your tissue paper, you could stamp on tissue paper with your rubber stamps. I will be using some stamps on backgrounds in this journal. This needs to go in the cover. Where did our cover go? Oh. I'm going to use these ladies, so I kept them out so I could use them. Because you don't find these often when you are looking through magazines. And I may have to scan it because there are ladies on those kind of are weird looking ladies. But yeah. But they're really pretty. And they came in the magazine. And I was looking for the cover so I could put them in there and I wouldn't lose them. And put our other paper back in there. So you can take index cards, and we've all seen people where they take their water-based stamp pads and stamp them on their desk, and then they add water, and then they just drag the paper through it. So definitely you could do that. I love this turquoise paper. And the only reason I coffee dyed these last is because fluffy is good. And Joe, they're fluffy puppies. I don't like the fatty patty term. Fluffy puffy. Fluffy puffy is good. It just means it has a lot of love put in it. A lot. Mine have a lot. But the blue, I only coffee dye these last because it can leave a weird color in your coffee. And I don't want that on the rest of the pages. But these were just basically dipped through the coffee, put on a cookie sheet, and that's what we get. Because I didn't want a lot of ink in the coffee. So that's all I have for ideas for paper use. Painty papers. If you want to make your own painty papers, you can make your own background things to add stuff to. You could add paint over a map page to change it a little bit instead of using it just as a map page. I have guest checks I'm going to be making some tags out of. I don't have to print those. They're over there. So stuff like that I might use. It's in my stash. But mainly this journal is going to be what you see stacked here plus some. Plus a lot of book page stuff. Like this is in my stash. But it's book paper. It's already got a pocket here. It's got a pocket somewhere else. Oh, I left this open. So a pocket here, and when you put it in your book, it'll have a pocket here. So this just needs to be embellished or something, painted or an image put on it. And that's what I was saying, that these papers are good for. Like this one's kind of narrow. We would need a wider piece. But see, you could put it on here and add some words to it or something, decorate it up, make a little cluster on it to decorate up that book page. Oh, roses. We're going to save those two since they fell out of whatever they were in. So I have some of these already made up because I sat one day while I was on the phone with Joe because we craft every day together. through Facebook Messenger, and I sat one day and made a whole bunch of these kind of things out of book paper. So I've got book paper tags already made up. So here's one that's got a pocket on the side. Again, this would be great to put down the side of this pocket. And then you're going to tuck something in here, and it's a tag. So these kind of things that are already made, I can pull from my stash. Some, not the printed ones, book paper tag things. These are little book paper. What are these? It should be pockets. They're very tiny pockets, but I think they're for, not that tag. I made some little tiny book paper tags. Where are those? That will actually fit in this pocket, which is why we have a pocket this size. I made big tags. And y'all have seen me. We did this on the channel one day. Book paper embellishment things. So we may be doing that again on the channel. Oh, wait, here's, I think I found them. Little tiny book paper tags to go in little tiny book paper pockets. So just in case you make a mini junk journal and you need many things, you know, small. So, and this is just a bigger one, and it's got a pocket on both sides to put stuff in. So I was envisioning putting this in a pocket with stuff in the tucks, and I could have left this open even. Well, ooh, it is open. Oh, that's where that tuck is. That's supposed to be glued down. I will re-glue. But yeah. So I don't know why I did that, but yeah. So some of these I can use that are already in my stash. I'll be making more because we all have book pages that we can use. Different ways of folding paper. Different things to use in a junk journal. So it can be a pretty junk journal. Just because it's a totally junk journal and it's not a kit doesn't mean it can't be pretty. It can be very pretty. That's what my goal is. I was going to show you all cards like this that come in catalogs. This is a very cute little baby doll. And if you fussy cut around it, it could be a cute little image. And it's on card. So if nothing else, if you didn't want the image, you could save this and paint over it and have some nice cardstock cards. That's what this one is. I really don't care for what's on here, but I can gesso over it and turn it into something different. So I got to quit saving everything. Does anybody have any questions about any paper ideas, or does anybody have other ideas for paper? Oh, here's I was going to show y'all this. This is book paper printed on. And how I did it, I wasted a sheet of paper. I'm just going to be honest. I took a sheet of paper, taped my 2 book pages onto it. I taped this edge, and I knew I was going to cut the margins. So they were bigger. They were more like, where did our book paper go that I had pulled? I put it in this stack. Where did it go? Here we go. So like if I wanted to print, which I do, on these 2, I would make sure and tape this edge down so it doesn't wrinkle going through the printer. Tape this edge down. Put this one this way because you don't want your rough edges where the printer roll, you know, as it's feeding. Tape this edge and this edge. It's going to go, it went through my printer with no trouble. And I just made sure that I put the nice clean side in so that it pulled that way. Now my printer, it would need to go in this way because my printer prints like this. So she does. She stays up past her bedtime all the time. So that's how these were printed. Double-sided tape. I knew I was cutting that part off of here. I knew that the paper was going to probably be no good other than the middle of it, because I was going to have, you know, 4 strips of tape that weren't going to come up. So I wasted a sheet of 20-pound paper to do this. But the outcome was worth wasting the sheet of paper for. That's my thought. Okay, Joe, thank you so much for coming. So that's how you can print on your book paper. And that's all I got for today. So does anybody questions, suggestions, anybody else with some good ideas? I'll send a link and you can come in and show us and tell us. Uh-oh. Roses. Oh, wow, Brenda. Patty, on Monday nights we go live. It is at 7 Central. I'm on Central. Yeah, 7. Yeah, I see where Joe put in. It's 7 in Texas, Patty. And it's on the other channel, Coffee, Crafting, and Chatting. So it's on that channel, 7 o'clock Monday nights, Central Time. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Deborah. Now, I'll be back live on Tuesday where we're going to be probably putting the signature together, because it's going to be a 1 signature journal, probably 15 to 20 pages. So that's when we're going to be figuring out how we're going to really put all these pages together, what's going to go where, and that kind of thing. And then we'll make all of our ephemera. Oh, you're welcome, Patty. Oh, Brenda, you should be able to do that just by, like, dipping it and then turning it and dipping it again. And y'all, look at the difference. I'm really thinking this is uncoffee dyed. This is coffee dyed book paper. I don't know that it's from the same story, but it really wouldn't matter. But look at the difference. I'm thinking this is the way to go. So because I have to do more to this paper to get it to look this way. And I really like this better. I'm sitting here looking at this on my desk and I'm like, oh, I really like I'm going to be spending a lot of time with the coffee dye and the book paper. Because I really do like how that came out. And I'm going to put these all back in their little bin. And see, the only reason I haven't done my craft room walkthrough, you guys, my craft room is done. I'm ashamed. My desk there, which you can see some of it, like my glossy accents fell over. And here's the glue and stuff. This part of my desk is where I pull from to work. So it's where my cutout images are that I won't be using in this journal. It's where all my already printed ephemera is cut out and done already. You know, it's the fussy cutting things. You know, I have a whole bunch of postcards cut out so that I can just put postcards in things or glue them to things, a bunch of mini things to make paper clips with. So this part of my desk back here is what I work from. It's never, the day it was clean was the day I put it in here before I filled up my bins. It's probably not ever going to be clean again. I'm just going to be honest, because I work here every day or play here. I actually play here. I like that better. Oh, Brenda, it could. Okay, Kelly. I think that's Kelly. Yeah, Robin came in separate. Okay. I'm trying to keep y'all straight. So that's the only thing that's really stopping me from doing a craft room walkthrough is I wanted this to be clean. And then I realized I might as well just do a craft room walkthrough because it's not going to be clean. I can make it neater. But as far as it being like a spotless craft room, I'm in here every day playing. I don't have that kind of craft room. Does anybody really have a spotless craft room? I'm just curious. Oops, a piece of lace fell. That's scrap. That's to go on a paper clip or some kind of an embellishment because now it's a scrap. My pokey tool needs to go back. And see, I'm working on a secret project, so I got stuff back here right now that's back here for my secret project. That I've been working on. Oh, guys, we're going to try this. I made it and hadn't tried it yet. I was watching a video. I can't remember what the name of the channel was. You know how we all need those little, things to edge our paper with, right? I've been using makeup sponges, but I've been using them where I get messy. I saw her. I have an index card here. We're going to play. She was using this thing, and she finally picked it up and said, "Oh, y'all, this is homemade. It's a makeup sponge on a stick." And I'm like, I'm so glad to hear that, Kelly. Let's see. Yeah, that's Kelly. I'm so glad to hear that because I have stuff everywhere too. But I saw this, and I was already using the makeup sponge, and my autofocus is on again. I have to remember to turn that off every single time. Anyway, she said it was homemade. It's a makeup sponge on a stick, and I'm like, I already use makeup sponges, but they break real easy. Maybe if I use this other side, it would be better, but then you get all messy and you get ink everywhere. So you see, I have those. So I taped this with washi tape to a stick, but I haven't used it yet. We're going to try it. So I'm going to ink it up. We need more ink than that. It's not getting ink down there. There we go. Oh, I like this. Y'all, this is a new thing. Popsicle sticks from Dollar Tree. Makeup sponges from Dollar Tree. You can make, how many makeup sponges in a bag from Dollar Tree? I'm about to make the craft on it trapping in my craft room. I think these came from Dollar Tree. 28 sponges in a bag. If these are Dollar Tree, even if they're Walmart, that's a lot. So you could make a bunch of these little stick things. You could have them for every color of ink. This is kind of cool. I'm not buying those other things. See, I was thinking I needed to get the Ranger sponges and spend my money. No. Do y'all see that? That's kind of cool. Let's do another one. It's just index cards. I am really liking this. It's way neater than the way I was doing it. I was making a mess on paper, you guys. Oh, wow. I know when I saw her thing, I'm like, that's ingenious. Ingenious. A popsicle stick and a makeup sponge. And I immediately went and made one, but then I didn't use it on anything. This is awesomely cool. See, I just made a mess there because I got overexcited. And that's usually how my papers come out because I evidently don't understand how to ink. We'll flip this one over and play with it. I guess if you just do it like that, though, that's pretty cool. Can y'all see that? That's kind of, I like it. I need more ink. I did put a piece of double-sided tape under here to hold the sponge down better. because it was wanting to be floppy. So I did do that. Little tiny piece. You could do one of those little sticky dots to hold it down. And there you go. I like it. And then I wouldn't even worry about untaping it and saving the stick. When this is done, I just throw the whole, especially if you get Dollar Tree popsicle sticks, I would just throw the whole thing in the garbage. That's kind of cool. And you can make one of our altered cans and stick these in there. You know, when they're done, you can stick googly eyes on them and have like a little, never mind. I did not say that. I did not go there with the googly eyes. Oh, did y'all see my pom-poms? I don't think I showed them on channel. So the hubby, we all know Nick is wonderful, went to Dollar Tree and he bought me these. But he bought me 2 of them. This is before. And this is after. Because they just cried out to be decorated. So I googly-eyed them. And really, if you look at them, the after ones are much cuter. So we have before and after. I don't know what I'm going to do with these, but I have little happy things looking at me all day in my little crafty area. So that's all I got for you guys today. Unless y'all have anything else, we could just sit and chat. I got to drink some coffee. See, they're sitting on their little card right in front of me in a bin all day. And I just look over there and they just make me want to giggle. You can't be in a bad mood and look at that. You just can't. It's kind of like the puzzle pieces we made. Robin, that's something. Y'all should go look at the Foxy Face Clips video. We made these on my channel. I kept one. And he hangs on my wall. So I can look at her because she's cute and pretty. And yes, I said pretty because she's pretty. But Robin, we just spent a whole day we called them Foxy Face Clips. And so there's a video on these. And it's just altered puzzle pieces, leftover cutoffs from, well, we made hair out of all kinds of stuff. And then an embellished paper clip. So this is the one I kept because it's my favorite. And it hangs on the other side of my desk. So if I look over there where I have to grab glue and stuff, I can that one makes me giggle over there. Oh, cool. But that one is a funny one because that was just a lot of fun. But you just need things that in case you're having one of them bad crafty day things, we all have those where nothing seems to go right. If I look over to my right, I see my pom-poms with the eyeballs. They make me laugh. Over on my left is my little face clip, Foxy's face clip, and it makes me smile. So you can't stay in a bad mood if you got little googly-eyed things looking at you all day. You just can't. They are greatness. Patty, you're funny. And they are available. There are some still available in the Zibbet store. All of the information, guys, I found. Right, we just have to have cuteness in front of us, I think. I found the video on YouTube of where you put stuff in your description box so it's automatically in there every single time. So this box on this video has it in there automatically. So my Zibbet store is there. my Facebook group, my Facebook page, because there's a Foxy's Creations Facebook page that you can follow. There is the Foxy's Followers group, but all those links are down below already. Okay, Robin. Okay, Brenda, you just can't cook it long? Yeah, I probably shouldn't have cooked my envelope because of the shiny part in the middle longer than 8 to 10 minutes. But since it was in there with all the other stuff, I should try that on a different one. So, yeah. I should try that when I do the book paper because I am going to do a bunch of book paper, doing some of those other business envelopes and just not cooking them as long. And you guys, if you iron your coffee dyed paper, I don't have any, I don't think that I can show you printed on. No, I used it all. I iron mine and I starch it. And the reason I do that is because you need this one of these edges to be smooth. As long as one of your edges is smooth and you put that, like with this one, I would turn it over because it wants to curl that way. So the printer will grab it correctly. You can print on your coffee dyed paper. I print on my coffee dyed paper all the time. I print on coffee dyed cardstock. So you can definitely print on it. But you need to iron it because if you don't iron it, it doesn't, it causes paper jams. And that's why I starch it, because ironing it alone, it was still causing paper jams. So then I decided, okay, well, let me try starching the paper. So I got the spray starch out and I now spray starch my paper, iron it, and I get a few paper jams, but nothing like I was getting before I started starching the coffee dyed paper. I don't iron and starch clothes, but I iron and starch paper. Go figure. So anything else, guys? So Tuesday, we're going to be putting our signature together, and we're going to start, because it won't take long to put paper together for a signature. We're going to start making the embellishments. And file folders are another good thing to make tags and stuff out of because it's cardstock already manila colored. Try putting like a non-stick mat over it when you iron it, Brenda, or a piece of wax paper. That should keep it from sticking, the wax paper. I iron on wax paper for some things. But the wax paper won't hurt your iron the way that other paper might if it sticks to it. And Kelly says we use those all the time. What is it that you use all the time, Kelly? I'm sorry, I got lost. It happens. Have you tried putting foil in your pan, Brenda? Just don't press it in, just kind of like lay it over the top of it so that it doesn't get the texture. Or use a glass pan to put your paper in if it'll fit in like a glass baking dish. Oh, foil doesn't help. Well, dadgummit. Oh, manila file folders for tags. Yes, and more. Oh, yeah. Manila file folders are wonderful. And the glass pan should work fine, I would think. I mean, I have a great big one. Back in the day, because I got this from my mom. 13 by 9-inch pans were evidently really 13 by 9-inch pans, because I've got a glass baking dish. It's Pyrex. It's like, you can't see all my hands. It's really like 13 by 9. My 8.5 by 11-inch paper will fit in there with no problem. The other 13 by 9s that are newer, made by Pyrex, an 8.5 by 11-inch sheet of paper will not lay in the bottom of it without curling. So I use the great big one because it's evidently really 9 inches by 13, and my 8.5 by 11 doesn't curl on the sides. So that's what I used to put my paper in. Now these bigger sheets, which we folded up, I'll get one back out of our book. These sheets, the way I coffee dyed them is, which we cut the bottom off. I put it in, I pull it through. This part stays in the coffee. I put another piece of paper on here to separate. And this gets folded over. I do not press this down. When I'm ready to take it out of the coffee dye. Hi, Teresa. How are you? Thank you for coming. I take it, when I'm ready to pull it out of the dye to bake it, I very carefully pull up this side, take this sheet of paper. It's a two-handed project. Take this sheet of paper, put it on a cookie sheet, and then I can pull this out with no trouble and put it on the cookie sheet. It's my system because these won't fit in my pan. They're too long to go in the pan width-wise. They will go this way, but they have to fold over. Oh, cool. Now, I don't know where the envelope is, but I had this happen with my coffee dyeing. I coffee dyed regular envelopes from Dollar Tree or Dollar General. Most of the time when I coffee dye envelopes, I make sure when I bake them, because you can see this still has glue on it, I put them this way on the cookie sheet. That one somehow got put like this on the cookie sheet. In the baking process, it sealed itself shut. I tried the heat gun, nothing. So it's going to still go in a journal, but it's going to go with the ends cut off and become pockets, which is going to be a pockets anyway, but I just don't get a choice now with how that one's going to get used. Also, I wanted to show you, I keep thinking of things. I need to start writing lists. Are these the right envelopes? Yes. I am going to coffee dye some of these. When you coffee dye these and you are done, you can glue them like this. We kind of talked about that before with the other one where you glue something to the page. And then you would sew right through here. Now, these have a peel off. I think they have a peel off thing. No, they don't. But you can glue them like this. Your stitches would go through here and you would end up with pockets on both sides. You could do this even. So that this one could be, and your stitches would go through and you'd have a pocket and a pocket. So there's a lot. The one I did, it was self-sealed, is now going to have the ends cut off, and it's going to go in a journal like this and have a pocket and a pocket. So I'll leave these out to coffee dye. I could do that, but it's really like dark like the other one is. So I kind of don't want to make it any darker. I guess I could just do it with water, but I'm just going to make it pockets. It'll be fine. I mean, it's going to be pockets anyway. It's just going to be those kind of pockets. So Or I could even cut it and use it as tuck spots, you know, something. There's many uses for the envelopes. And you can get it, like those boxes have 75 in them. These are the business ones. There's 75 of these at Dollar General. And the other ones that are just regular, they're not security. There was 100 of those in a box. So you can get them pretty reasonable. And that's the whole reason I started making junk journals to begin with, was because as someone who came from jewelry making in polymer clay over to paper crafting, I had paint, glue, and paper, but not, I had a few rubber stamps that I would use to stamp backgrounds on my polymer clay pieces, but not a lot of paper crafting supplies. I wanted to make a journal, a junk journal. And so oh no, the window ones. Do you do yours, Patty, when you're coffee dyeing, do you do a single layer or do you pile? And that's horrible that they all stuck together like that. So one of my first videos was how to do a junk journal for less than $10. And it was going to Dollar Tree and buying your supplies at Dollar Tree to make your journal with, other than printer paper, for less than $10. And then pulling stuff like matte paper and stuff like that that you might already have in your stash, which we had naps in the car. I went and stole one, borrowed. And also, I meant to ask y'all this way earlier. Is my image clearer today than it has been? We kind of worked on my camera settings the other day. You piled them? See, I don't. That's why it takes me forever to coffee dye paper. I know that on my cookie sheet, one of them is huge. It's really long. I can get one of those folded up papers. One of those really long ones. One. Also, I can only get one of these on there. I can only get one 8.5 by 11 and maybe an envelope at the bottom with the flap hanging off. That's like, I have 2 cookie sheets that are the oblongs. They will each hold one sheet of 8.5 by 11 and like maybe an envelope. I have 2 round pizza pans. On those, I can get 2 of these. I can get, I think, 4 envelopes on a round pizza pan. So this is why it takes me, when I say I coffee dye paper all day, it's all day. I can only do, if I'm doing paper, the big sheets like these, one of these per pizza pan. I only do 4 sheets every 20 minutes. That's only 12 sheets in an hour. Patty needs a newbie warning t-shirt. Oh, that's funny, Patty. I still am a newbie. I'm almost a year, though. We're going to be having a celebration in about a month, guys. For my YouTube anniversary. I'll have been on YouTube for a year on the 15th of next month. I'm hoping I can get to 500 subscribers before that. So, but I can only do 4 sheets of paper, full-size paper at a time. So when I'm telling you guys I coffee dye paper all day, it can take me, you figure I only do 12 pages an hour. It takes a good bit of time. Like, this isn't even part of what I did the other day. I mean, I did a stack of paper because it takes a lot of time. And that's why I take like a whole day. Hi, Zoe. How are you? It takes me all day. When I'm doing coffee dyed paper, I'm really not in here doing a lot of anything because it's every 20 minutes I got to go pull paper and put paper. So I'm trying to do like maybe make tags or you know, something like that that's small. I'm doing good, thank you. Something small, because every 20 minutes I have to get up and go change my paper out. So I've heard a lot of people that do the piles, and see, that could be why I get these kind of patterns, is I don't do the piles. And I think it's when it first hits the pan and it's hot, because I also don't drain my paper. I pull it out of the coffee dye, usually from this side. I pull it and put it. And I think the heat, because the pans are hot because they just came out of the oven, causes any little air bubbles to burst. And that's what creates this pattern. Or patterns such as this, which I find awesomely cool. So I've also tried coffee dyeing and drying it outside. It doesn't look the same as when it's baked in the oven. I don't like drying it outside. We have a table on our sun porch that I covered with dog pee pads because I didn't want to ruin the table with coffee. And I didn't want to I've seen people that put sheets and stuff. No, pee pads absorb the throwawayable. And we have them anyway because of the dogs for at night. So, I just put those down and put my papers on those, but it doesn't get hot enough out there to give it the same effect and crinkly sound as baking it in the oven. So I won't be doing that again. Maybe we need to make up some newbie warning t-shirts. Warning newbie crafter. That's funny. There is still some stuff in my Etsy store. It will not be there past the end of this month. They billed me again, so I decided not to close it while I was billed for it. They do get crispier when baked, Robin. And I like that sound. Hi, Amy. How are you? Thank you for coming. Welcome to my channel. I don't think I've seen you before, so welcome. We were just discussing different things we could do with our paper to put it in a journal. And our lady fell out of our journal book. And I'm glad y'all think this cover is not my favorite. Y'all all seem to think this cover is awesomely pretty. It's not my favorite thing I've ever done. But it is what it is, and I'm going to keep it. I think maybe when I get it decorated, because I am going to put something on here. She would look cute. I'm kidding. I'm not putting her on there. Oh, you know that great big butterfly from that magazine paper? I love butterflies. That would be awesome on here. Just put also known as Gypsy on yours. Oh, that's funny, Patty. Yeah, I would need one that says also known as Foxy, because even though my channel says Foxy's Creations by Brenda DiMartino, everywhere I go, it's like, hi, Foxy, how are you today? Hi, Foxy. In all the chat rooms, it's hilarious. Hi, Foxy. Foxy's here. And I'm like, oh, Lord, I need to change my channel name. I'm just going to be known as Foxy. So I'm glad y'all like the cover, but I think I'll like it better once it gets some other thingies on it, which I will be pulling from my stash to decorate. And maybe not paper things. There may be some jewelry finding things on here. Some metal embellishment things. Because I think that'll help it. And I'm going to move this back off to the side. You know what I don't like about this setup? I really like going live from my camera better because it told me how long we were live and all of that information. I could kind of keep it to where we weren't on here more than 2 hours. This, Hangouts doesn't have that on it. The live chat window doesn't have that on it. I know we've been on here almost 2 hours, so I can go by the clock. And I really am not happy that YouTube took away our ability to go live from our cell phones. I understand why they did it. I get it. But, and I can go live from the camera on this setup just fine. It's just, I still prefer the phone. Probably because I don't like change. And I was forced into change. I'm going to turn the autofocus off. Forced into change. I don't like change. And I've always done it from my phone because I didn't have this camera until it was gifted not long ago. Well, it's probably been a good 6 months now, but it was gifted to me so that I could do hangouts and stuff with others. And so, but now that YouTube made that change, I'm glad I have it. Because there's really no way to get an overhead view from a laptop. It's just not going to happen. Unless you hang your laptop up in the air somehow, which I don't recommend. It's not good for your laptop. Now I've got the autofocus turned off. Let's see what happens. Now I'm putting my hand here so I can look at it on the YouTube side. Because YouTube was looking fuzzy before. And this may also have reverted back to other settings too. I'm checking it. Oh, it's not that one. It's this. Nope, it's still set where it was. But YouTube looks really clear today, so I guess we got it fixed the other day. Oh, you're welcome, Robin. Thank you for coming by. Hope to see you again. I had so much fun crafting with you guys last night. Y'all need to check out their channel. It's the Kelly and Robin crafting channel. Kelly was in here earlier, so if you scroll up, you'll be able to click on her and go to channel and subscribe. They do some really cool stuff. Oh, thank you, Amy. That's so sweet. I am so glad. And I don't mind sharing stuff and how I do stuff because it helps. You know, I like it when I can watch somebody's channel and pick up some information. Okay, Robin, thank you. And you have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. And I'm hoping I can type. My chat on my phone has not moved the entire time. But I was going to see if I could get the link in. Monday nights, Joe and I go live on the other channel, which I'm going to see if I can get it on the phone. That one. It's Coffee, Crafting, and Chatting, and I'm going to put the link up for it. Share. Copy link. And also, Joe made a journal template, you guys, and it's in my store on Zibbet, which is below. It's not expensive. She gets full. We got that all worked out. There's a long line for Zibbet, a waiting list for a Zibbet store. Now I got to switch accounts again. Go back to my channel. Boy, this is a lot of work. And go back here to where we're live. And paste. Okay, there's the link for mine and Joe's channel, the Coffee Crafting and Chatting channel. We're on there Monday. Oh, my phone fell. Monday nights at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, crafting. So that's the link to get to that channel, to subscribe to that channel so you don't miss anything. All of my information is below. I found out how to do that so that it's always going to be on every video going forward, unless I want to add something different. I can do that manually. So I figured that out finally. After almost a year, guys, I figured that out finally. I watched a video. There's videos for everything on YouTube. So there's a bunch of different things that I want to do, but we have things already planned for our channel, for this channel. Joe and I will either be working on an album or altered dominoes Monday night. And Katiri's Crafty, I'm not sure what it's called, thing. It's a group on Facebook. We are doing an altered domino swap challenge thing. And I'm joined in on that. So we may be making those on Monday night. So, and I'm getting all these pop-ups at the bottom of my screen. I'm going to figure out how to turn those off on my computer. But I'm afraid if I turn them off on the computer, it'll turn them off on the phone. It did get quiet. So, anyway, that's all I have currently going on. I've gotten a couple of things from AliExpress. One was, oops, I just dumped the whole thing out. This lace. And I think it was like $2 for this big little rolly thing. And I plan on cutting these apart and coffee dyeing them or coloring them. They had it in other colors, but I thought I'll just get the ivory. I can spray dye it with my ink sprays or other stuff. So I love AliExpress, you guys. I have a flower dye coming, so when that comes, we'll be making paper flowers. And I'm trying to think what else came. I got a new die cut. I haven't taken it apart yet. It makes doilies. I keep thinking, I have all these little tiny doilies. I may make some of these out of some coffee filters and put them in the shop, you guys. Because I know I've hunted and hunted for little doilies and can't find them. But I can find the dies. So I thought about doing that. But I got this mainly for the butterfly because my other butterfly dies are gigantic. So I got this mainly for the smaller butterfly. But it happened to come with the doilies. So I thought that was kind of cool. I got a bow die and I've been making bows. Where's my tiny bows? Where did I put the tiny bows? Well, I'll show you one. I don't know. I know where one is. I got it on a project. So I have a tiny bow die, and it makes this size bows, which are like the perfect size because this one's on this envelope that I made out of paper. And the butterfly's wings, what holds that closed. And then this one, let me put my little bin back. which is the same. This is a mini journal, or yeah, mini journal. This is the same size bow, but it's on a mini journal. So you can see that the same size bow can fit on different things. So it looks fine on here and it looks fine on something much bigger. So I kind of like that. So, and then, okay, this is just a, because we save stuff thing. Let me empty it. It's got extra pieces in it. Okay. This mushrooms came in it from the grocery store and it sat on an ink pad. But mushrooms came in this. Most times when you buy fresh mushrooms, it has the holes in it and they come in that green cardboard. Walmart has them in this. And as you can hear, it's pretty sturdy plastic. Plus everything in my craft room is blue and clear because Sterilite makes the really pretty blue color. So I rescued this one before it got thrown in the garbage and decided I should wash it and put it in my craft room because I can put scrappy things in here. These are scraps from this journal because I'm not through making this yet. So that whole thing fits. That's funny that the mini journal fits in there. And now it sits on my little shelf up there for me to continue to work on it. And then this goes with its little project. But I thought y'all would. That little bow die wasn't that high. It was not expensive at all. Oh, and now I found another one that's not on anything. So here's how big it is. And I like that it has the little lacy, edgy cutout things. And then I saw a video where they took the bottom part, these parts, and they cut them and they turn them so that they're coming down from here. I'll make a bow like that from it and show you guys because it looked really cute that way too. But you can get those from AliExpress, and these little pearl things came from Ali. You get a bag of 50. They come like this, and they take. Oh, now I put the yellow one away. You can get it back. Yeah, no, it's not colored. Well, there is one on my desk that is colored, and I just lost it. They take alcohol ink very well. So this, they both started out this way. They started out like this one. And I put a drop of the alcohol ink of the pink, and I put a drop of yellow. And so they take color very well. I have little roses that I got from Ali as well. I don't get paid anything from AliExpress. Their stuff is reasonably priced if you don't mind waiting 4 to 6 weeks to get it. And so these were ivory. I put alcohol ink on it so I could use it on my project. And so they all take alcohol ink really well. But Ali in no way supports my videos at all. More of those little tiny coffee dye doilies. So I don't know how y'all feel about shopping on AliExpress. I like it. You get reasonably priced stuff, no shipping. You just have to wait. So I have the flower dies coming. A tag set with 6 tags. They have that scallopy top on them. Oh, that's one other thing I got. Where did it go? This is what you have to be careful of. Oh, where did they go? I bet that's their envelope. Nope. Let me look at my die thing over here. My die drawer, because now I don't know where they are. And they should still be in their package. Oh, here they go. Okay, guys. This is what you have to be careful of. I wanted to make mini envelopes. I wasn't thinking of making this size. The description said that it was, where's a ruler? Centimeters. 9.5 centimeters, which I know is about 3 inches, 3.5. It's about 3.5 inches, a little bit more. Something like that would be a good size. It doesn't tell you that the 9.5 centimeters is both dies connected together. So I'm thinking I'm going to get an envelope maker that would make 9.5 centimeter size envelopes, when in fact I'm going to make these. Not that I'm complaining, because these are cool, and I can make some little teeny tiny cluster envelopes and that kind of thing. Envelopes to stick on the front of book pages or tuck spots, just decorations. But I was thinking that the big one, it was the 9.5 centimeter size. So you just kind of have to, it is what it is. So just know, and know what your centimeter sizes are, or have a ruler handy when you're ordering, because they do everything metric. So you just kind of have to watch. But I don't do the AliExpress. I'm not saving it up till I have enough for a haul or anything. Just as it comes in, I just open it, and it's kind of like getting Christmas every day when it starts coming. Now y'all can see how there's a mess on my desk. See, I pulled stuff out from over here, and now it's all shifted again and made a mess on my desk. And these little scraps of papers. It shows 7 in here, but I'm not sure I can go by the phone. Is there anything you guys want to see? I mean, I know we're doing the junk journal series. Well, that's the packaging that they came in. They came in that little tiny package, and it's even bigger than the 9.5. So that wouldn't have really helped with those. But I know that we're working on the junk journal. Now, what I may do, because I want to do other things, we may do one of those where we go live more than just Tuesday. This week, we may go live Tuesday. I don't want to do Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, maybe. Just so we can get the journal working. Because it's a lot. We'll see how far we get Tuesday with making embellishments. Because we may be good. Because the cover is the hardest part. And we got that done. We can pick out our papers. And is anybody in here making the junk journal with me? I guess no one's making the journal with me. That's okay. I'm thinking when we're done, because you all have had a lot of input on this, or some input, a lot, and we've had really good conversation. I think this is going to be a giveaway journal. A Happy Mail journal. Oh, good, Patty. Yeah, I haven't really started making any of the tags or anything for it yet. I mean, I have some book paper stuff pre-made because I sit and do that with my book paper. I think what it is, I've watched Patricia Viramonte's, but I don't want to do exactly what Patricia does. Not that her stuff is bad. Brenda's going to make a journal someday. Okay, Brenda. It's just, I've tried to figure out different folding things that maybe I have not seen her do yet. I sit and play with the paper. How can I fold it to make different tuck spots? How can I layer it to make different things? There's a walkthrough of a journal coming soon, probably next month sometime. That's my secret project, where like in the front cover, I took book paper. We can use these as an example. And unfortunately, this is going to get folded this way for just a moment. Like this one, I would fold up like this. No, because that pocket goes all the way down. Actually, I think the back pocket, I'd have to check it. But this one would get folded up like this. The next one going behind it, I think they weren't all layered together at the top. I'd have to look at that. But anyway, the next one going behind it came down and might be folded like this. And it had like 5 different tuck spots in it. But I kind of want to say I took 3 pieces of book paper. I don't have another piece of book. Yes, I do. Well, that one's torn. Try again. I want to say, and this is, of course, I get a different size book. I want to say I took 3 pieces of book paper and I folded this one like this. I know this is how I did one of them. This one like this. And then this one came up, we'll say like this. So you end up with this pocket. We're going to pretend these are all cut the same. And that they're not all going crickety. And if you want your words right side up, put your paper upside down. And now my words are the correct way. So if I put my paper upside down. So we're going to put this one up here. So this will be your biggest pocket. And then when you fold this one this way, turn our paper upside down. And then we're going to put this one like this. The bottom one ends up being more of a tuck spot because you only have from the edge, this edge to here. This one you have from this edge to here. And this one is from here to here. And then if you glue it in, like I said, forget this is as big as it is. When you glue them in, if you glue it down the sides and across the bottom, you have a tuck here where it goes all the way down. Or you could leave this side open, but then you got room for a larger tag. So I've made stuff like that. Just different ways of what can we do with the paper kind of thing. But the main thing is if you want your words right side up on this part, upside down. And these go with, over there. This goes over here. Brenda, when you say you're making strange ephemera, what do you mean? Oh, this could be interesting coming from Brenda. She's making embellishments and creating strange ephemera. I love making embellishments and ephemera for journals. I really do. Now, like I said, in this journal, because I'm limiting myself to no printed material, there may be some ephemera. Like I bought some vellum stickers from AliExpress. Those may go in here. I have stickers in my stash that could go in here. My Tim Holtz people may go in here. I'm not going to print anything to go in here. So this wouldn't go in here because it's got printing on it. Stamping, yes. Printing, no. Because I use a lot of kits, and I want you guys to see where you can make a journal without having to purchase a kit or purchase even a paper pack, a paper pad. You can make it with other things. Now, the guest checks, you can go buy guest checks at Walmart in the business aisle relatively inexpensively. I have those in my stash because, well, and I didn't even buy those. Hubby got them from the gas station where he used to work. Oh, you're curious too, Patty. I know. I'm sure she's typing. That's my favorite thing to do. And I sit a lot and make stuff. I have a whole bunch of paper clips that are encased, whatever you want to call what I do to them. So, well, not that one. That's a different idea, though. I have a bunch more of these made so that they're ready to go with whatever journal I make. Because I can sit and make these while I watch TV at night. Take my tickets and my paper clips to the living room. And then this is something I saw Kateri make, and I thought they were cute. So you would embellish this down here, hang it on your page, and decorate both sides. And it's like those little hanging signs. So I thought that was cute. I'm gonna work on that idea. Yeah, Walmart has them. The guest checks, you can also, I think, if you look on their business, because that's where he got that big pad of the ledger paper. He got it at Walmart. But so you have to look on where their business paper stuff is at, the business aisle. I think you can get the guest checks. You can get receipt books. You can get, I don't know about time cards, but I know he was talking about time cards or at Sam's Club. He could get a pack of like 500 time cards for $9.99. Which is like more than I would probably ever. That would be a one-time buy and you're done pretty much because 500 time cards is a lot. But they had different things I know at Sam's Club that we had talked about. But the guest checks, he got those. She just gave him a pack, but I'm sure she gets them at Sam's. Brenda P makes some cool stuff, you guys. I wish she would start her channel up and start showing us, or stuff that she does, because it's cool. And I saw some things. We talk sometimes and show each other stuff. We talk a lot and show each other stuff, and she does make cool things. And that's why I can't wait to hear what kind of stuff. Oh, here it goes. Uncommon stuff: an octopus wrestling a key from a lobster. Just oddities. Cherub using a harp to shoot arrows. Oh, see, to me that sounds steampunky. But that's probably not what you had in mind, but that's like my idea. And that sounds really cool. Prison bars out of lightweight latex or fencing material, depends on your sense of humor. Oh, Brenda, you're so funny. Brenda's hilarious. I'm trying to get her to come on here with me. Y'all tell her we need her on here in chat so she can talk. She doesn't have to, we don't have to see anything. We just want to hear her talk and hear her ideas, because Brenda has some great ideas. Sue is not on here right now, but Sue Sunstream, I don't know. I'd have to look at her name to get it pronounced correctly. Sue called me the good Brenda and her the bad Brenda. I think we're the good and bad parts of the personality. Oh, wow, Amy, that sounds awesome. Oh, yeah, the pink guest checks are awesome. And Zoe is cutting up stuff. Good, Zoe. So I just need to get Brenda in chat so we can get her ideas. Live, talking. I think that would be awesome. Special guest, Brenda Price. Brenda's going to kill me for this later. Collecting is fun, you guys. That's how I ended up with that big bin of magazine paper. But that was also collecting before I really knew what my style was, what I really liked. I'm still not sure. I kind of go between, see, I don't think there's really a thing for what I do. I like vintage, Victorian, rustic. And not real grungy, but, you know, like, to me, this is as grungy as I want to go. Like the edges a little bit, but not like, I don't know how to explain it. Y'all seen what I make, so y'all kind of know. But I like the Victorian. And not rustic like woods rustic, but like country rustic. The old country decor. I'm not an outdoorsy kind of person. The outdoors has too many things in it that I'm allergic to, so I don't like it. Well, I think we're going to be done, everybody. And I'm waiting because I know there's a lag. That's why YouTube stopped us from going live from our phones, because when you go live from a phone, it goes straight to YouTube, no filters. It's not a delay. I've noticed that when I was chatting on my phone versus this way. Right, Patty, eclectic. Shabby chic, steampunk. Yeah, now I like the shabby chic stuff. Yeah, I don't do baby stuff. Yeah, eclectic would be the best way to put it, Patty. Thank you. But that's one thing I would notice when I was going live on the phone and I would ask a question, y'all's answers came in really quick. Going through here, through Hangouts, which we're forced to do now, if you don't have 500 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, is it goes through filters to get back to YouTube, and so they can try to catch stuff that they don't want put out there. Things that are inappropriate, maybe. That's why if you don't have 1,000 subscribers, they stopped you from doing it on the phone, because there's no filters. It goes straight. Thank you, Amy. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and I hope to see you. Maddie, who's not in here today, but Maddie has been busy on another channel helping with a sale. Maddie, who's not in here, I know she goes live on Sundays. Her and Kateri and them go live on Sundays, making mixed media and different things. So be sure and look up Spectrum Art Maddie. They make some awesome stuff. She's not in here right now. Check out each other's channels. I do leave my chat up, so even after the video, you can go back once it's processed completely and the chat's up. It takes about 30 minutes before chat will appear with the video. You can go back through the chat on the video and click on people the same way you do live. Select their channel, check their channel out, and if it's something that you'd like, go in and sub to them. Leave a comment letting them know that how you found them and everything. But I do want us to support each other. And don't forget about my Facebook group. Brenda, you're so funny. But yeah, that's where they've been over there today, helping out with the D-stash. Which, you know, it happens. So y'all all have a great rest of your weekend. I hope to see you on other lives and in other chats. Bye, everybody.